Today I'm talking to Tia Edwards, a project engineer at Environ Controls here in Tulsa. Tia is a graduate of Booker T. Washington and Tulsa Tech STEM Academy. She paid for her education with money from Oklahoma's Promise Scholarship Program, Pell Grants, and other financial aid she received from OSU, where she earned a degree in electrical engineering. After Tia started working, she continued with her education and earned an MBA so she could pursue her dream of going into management. Tia gives back to the community and is an active member of the Society of Women Engineers, a group dedicated to helping women achieve their full potential as engineers and leaders. So why did you choose to pursue a career in engineering? What motivated you to go into that field?
Starting my freshman year at Booker T, I had a counselor that noticed math and science was my strong suit, and she recommended the pre-engineering program for me at Booker T. Before speaking with her, I did not know what engineering was. I heard of it before, but no one ever talked to me about being an engineer. So my counselor at Booker T, she introduced me to it. I thought it was interesting, so she signed me up for the pre-engineering courses that you can take at Booker T, the intro to engineering courses. And from there, I just liked it and kept going on with it.
Mm-hmm. So you went on to the STEM Academy at Tulsa Tech.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the experiences there, because I'd interviewed the head of that before, and he said what they try to do is show you actually applications, how you can apply engineering to problem solving.
Yes. So your junior and senior year, you rotate between 4 different fields, and I know one is electrical, might be civil, aerospace, and mechanical, don't quote me, but it's 4 different fields that they rotate you through. Mm-hmm. And you get to learn theory, and then they also apply applications, so you have different labs and different assignments with your team members that you get to build stuff and be hands-on. And going through the VOTEC part helped me pick electrical engineering, just from all the hands-on parts that we did there. But the whole thing is designed around these 4 courses and kind of getting you different experience in each field.
So what did you like particularly about electrical engineering compared to, say, mechanical or some of the other things, building bridges or whatever?
What stood out more to me was dealing with the electronics part. So the electrical part for VOTEC was a digital electronics class. So we got to deal with more electronics and mess with wires and program chips and just being hands-on and making different circuits and actually seeing those circuits come to life and operate different equipment we had. I enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm. So you decided to go to Oklahoma State. What made you choose Oklahoma State as where you wanted to go to get your degree?
What made me choose Oklahoma State? Well, I had Oklahoma Promise, and with that, you have to stay in the state of Oklahoma. So I had 2 options, which was Oklahoma State and the University of Oklahoma. But when I compared the 2, Oklahoma State's engineering program was better, so I stuck with OSU.
Okay. Now, Oklahoma Promise, you told me that you signed up for that your freshman year.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Oklahoma Promise, how it helped you, and why it's important to get started early on.
Okay. I do believe I signed up my freshman year, and the requirements was pretty simple. Parents had to make under a certain amount, and I believe I had to keep a certain GPA, I believe. And then that was it. And then it paid for your tuition for 4 years at a school in Oklahoma. That really solidified me going to college, knowing that I had college secured tuition-wise. Made it a lot easier for me to focus on school. It actually kept me driven to keep my grades up and know that I had a future ahead of me. Growing up, I didn't really see a lot of family members attend college, so I wanted to attend college and get that experience. So Oklahoma Promise really helped me solidify my decision on keeping my grades up and really going hard in the classroom and making sure that my grades stayed where they needed to be so I can make that first step that nobody else in my family had done.
That's great. So I understand you got some other financial help when you got accepted at OSU, Pell Grants or some other things. Can you tell us a little bit about that, how you had to apply for those and about what time you did that in your senior year?
My senior year with Oklahoma State, it was fairly easy. So when I applied and got accepted, we did the financial aid package, which was FAFSA. And through that, I got all my Pell Grants, and just getting accepted into Oklahoma State, whatever grants or loans that they had that you qualified for, you automatically got. So outside of that, I did apply for a few. I just Googled scholarships and seeing which ones applied to me my senior year, and I just started applying like crazy. I might have applied to 50 or 60 scholarships, and I got a few of them, $500, $1,000, and that really helped too. So outside scholarships helped me as well. It's a lot of writing to fill out for those scholarships, but it's definitely worth it.
So you ended up living on campus, did you?
Yes, I did.
So how was that transition from high school to living on a college campus? Can you pass on some tips to some of the kids that may be doing that here in the next few years?
Yes, it is. It's definitely an experience. I kind of went in nervous because I've always been at home, always had siblings. You have your parents right there at home. Going off to college and staying on campus, I was nervous. I definitely was nervous. I would say when you get there, don't think you're just too grown to call back home. My parents used to have to call me and make sure I was okay, and because you can definitely get wrapped up in being on your own and lose sight of the real world because for the first time you're there, you're on your own, so you just automatically think you're grown. My advice is just when you get there and you just get on your own, don't lose sight of what's ahead of you, because you can definitely lose sight, and because you don't have a curfew now, you don't have nobody to report to, so you got to learn how to balance being on your own.
Well, you were real ambitious. You went to summer school at Tulsa Community College?
Yes, I did, every summer.
Okay. So I don't think a lot of people realize they've got a good engineering program out there.
Yes.
So your credits obviously were able to transfer.
Yes.
Can you just tell us a little bit about the kinds of classes they have out there for maybe somebody that wanted to start there before they went away?
My first 2 years, I think I took some intro to engineering, just prereqs at TCC. My last 4 years, I definitely looked at what courses would transfer over. When you get into your last 2 years of your degree, a lot of your major courses you have to take at OSU. So I made sure my freshman year that I looked to see what would transfer over. So I kind of narrowed mine down to doing all my sciences and maths at TCC. I know all my sciences for sure I did in the summer. And then my first year, I think I did one math, but you definitely have to, like the first 2 years with the prereqs, a lot of them transition over. Your last 2 years is when it can get tricky. You have to make sure that they will allow those 4 and 5 hour courses as more your higher courses to roll over.
Yeah, it's a great resource over there, especially for kids that can use that Tulsa Achieves program. They can get free tuition out there as well. You got your first job at L3 Control, where you were an intern. How did you find that intern job? How were you able to apply for that?
That intern job, that was the craziest one that I did. All my other interns, I went through the normal process, applying, waiting to hear if I got something back, and I got tired of applying and waiting to hear. I found L3 and I seen that they didn't have any actual internships on their website. So I called the office, asked to speak to an electrical engineering manager, and they sent me through to him. And I told him my name and what I was studying, and then I was looking for an internship. And he had told me that they didn't have any openings, but he liked my drive and would see what they could do. And he ended up calling me back a couple of days later to come in for an interview for an internship. So sometimes you just have to pick up the phone and call, and you never know what'll happen. So
They didn't come to you at the campus and try to recruit you, huh?
yeah.
Okay. So what kind of projects did you work on at L3?
At L3, I designed a lot of electrical distribution equipment and power panels for the defense industry. So I did a lot of wire designs for power panels for the naval ships. So
Oh, I bet you that was interesting.
it was very interesting. So.
Did you ever get out and see some of the ships
I
you
never
installed?
made it to
No?
the field. No,
No?
I didn't.
So from L3, you went to work for your current employer, Innovation Controls, as a design engineer. That sounds like a job where you can be real creative. So what sorts of things do you work on there?
When I started in that position, I was designing engine harnesses and panels for off-highway equipment, industrial, mobile equipment. One of the most interesting things I designed was a harness for an oil rig.
Mm-hmm.
But I've designed harnesses for water pivots, excavators, drill trenches or trench drills. I can honestly say the design part I love, but it's not my favorite part. My favorite part of being an electrical engineer is once I design it, when you get those videos back, or if you're able to go to the field and actually see what you designed, making that equipment operate. So I was able to receive a video back from the guys on the oil rig showing us that the oil rig was operating as intended with the harness that we sent. So
Well, I bet you that was great to see.
it was.
So you're now a project engineer. It's a position with, I'm sure, more management responsibilities.
Yes.
And you've said you wanted to go into management, that was your dream. You've actually went out and got an MBA while you were working full-time.
Yes.
You want to talk to us a little bit about kind of where you want to go in management and what it was like trying to work full-time and go to school and get that MBA?
Oh, getting my MBA was tricky. I started out at Oral Roberts University here in Tulsa, and I was still at L3 working full-time and getting my master's full-time, and L3 really worked with me. I would go in like 6 in the morning, leave at 8, go to a class from 8 to 9, come back, work till maybe 1, go to another class, come back at 3, work till like 6, 7 at night. And I did this for a semester. And it was very exhausting at times, but I was definitely driven and I knew what I wanted, so I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. But after that first semester, I found out about Southern Nazarene University in Bixby, where they offer adult courses, and I transferred there. And I was doing Monday nights from 6 to 10 every Monday, and so you get no breaks. It's like all year round, and you take one course at a time, which it was a lot easier for me. So all I had to worry about was Monday nights going to class, but it was like class for 4 or 5 hours every Monday night. And so that made it a lot easier. Still overwhelming because I still have my workload at work and then papers, and of course since it's adult classes you get more homework since it's only that one night. Balancing it at first was definitely something I had to learn how to do, because you get off work and you have homework, but you still want that time to relax and enjoy your evening, and some of those times I didn't have that part where I could relax. It was like come home, eat fast food real quick, can't cook, do my homework, might be up till midnight, go to sleep, get ready to go to work at 6 in the morning. At the end, it was definitely worth it though.
Well, now you're working as a project engineer,
Yes.
so you've got some management responsibilities. So you're on your path to
Yes.
become, moving up in management. So what sorts of things are you doing as a project engineer that were different as a design engineer?
As a project engineer, I get to see the project come together from start to finish. Whereas in the design, I get to see my part that I work on, and then I get to see like at the end, like when we ship it out to the customer, the whole harness. But the project engineer side, I'm like that in between from the technical and the program manager. So I get to help schedule preparations, team meetings, facilitate technical activities related to the project that we're working on. I switched from the IPD side at my current job, Innovation Controls, to the vehicle technology side when I became a project engineer. And on that side, we create displays and controllers for off-highway, recreational, commercial marine, specialized, industrial vehicles. We create controllers and displays for a lot of vehicles and equipments on that side. And so I get to see the project come together from a start to a finish. And so I really love this position because of that. And with my management or MBA, my future goal is to become a program manager and then eventually become a manager of a group, then a director, and my end goal is to eventually become a CEO.
Great, that's great. So share with us a little bit some of the things you'd like to pass along to students that are in high school right now that are thinking about college. What should they be doing in terms of taking classes and doing things to prepare themselves to be able to handle a college load once they graduate from high school?
Definitely keep your grades up. Try to keep a 3.0 if possible, because colleges have a lot of different admission criteria. My ACT wasn't the best, but my GPA was good. So I got in on one of their other admission criteria, which put me on academic probation the first year, and I had to hold at 2.0 or higher my first semester or my first year, and then I will be off academic probation. So definitely keep your GPA as high as you can. Stay focused. My other advice would just be, even if a career in STEM is not for you, whatever career path you choose to take, just stay at it, stay driven, and always just be true to yourself. I think with any career comes challenges, but how you get through those challenges determines your outcome. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's great. Well, I appreciate you talking to us today, and I'm sure that this will be very valuable to a lot of the kids at the high schools. You can learn more about the Tulsa Tech STEM Academy by going to our website, ypng.co, and reading our interview with Shay Farrell, who heads the academy. If you want to learn more about other careers in engineering, we have several interviews with engineers working in a variety of fields. There's also a podcast on our College Bound page about the Oklahoma Promise program and the Tulsa Achieves program for Tulsa Community College and Tulsa Tech.